wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. I'm Michael Horn, along with Eric Hines.
And Michael, on the line right now, we have the founder of the popular blog, the Elliott Homestead. Shaye Elliott is joining us to talk about her new book, Welcome to the Farm. Hey, Shaye, welcome to the show.
Yes. Hello. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Shaye, you're a homesteader. Get those homesteaders out of here. The homesteaders are using all the water. I used to watch a lot of Westerns. I don't know if you know that or not, but they used to... squatter. Get the squatter. Get the heck out of here. Anyway, Shaye, welcome to the broadcast. You are a part of the homesteading movement. Tell our audience what this is, because a lot of us want to get into that.
Yeah, I think it's really gaining some resurgence, which is exciting for people like me to see. So really, I think the homesteading movement stemmed from people who just wanted to eat really good food.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes back for me is just the food. And so we started very small. We started with a garden so we could have our own vegetables, which we all know taste so excellent. And then that just continued to morph into chickens and pigs and now a milk cow and, literally the whole farm.
And so Shaye Elliott is the founder of a popular blog that is called the Elliott, Elliott, the Elliott Homestead. She's written some farm-to-table books, including From Scratch and Family Table. And as she mentioned, she's got chickens now. She milks cows. Someone says you wrangle around a little bit. You're a wrangler as well?
Yeah, a little bit.
For pigs? I mean, are you a pig wrangler?
I mean, I try. Pigs, pigs have a mind of their own.
They do. I was recently up at Stackstone Winery in Paso Robles, and Toby Keith, who runs the place up there, he was showing us the baby piglets. And Nicole Nielsen, who hosts the What's Cookin' on Wine show with me Monday nights, got next to the male pig. What do you call the male pig? Is that that's not the sow?
Boar.
It's the what?
It's a boar.
The boar, that's right. It's the boar, of course, the boar. And the boar was like snorting all over the lovely Nicole. So I told her, I said, I think you should get away from that because, it's getting me excited a little bit. Anyway, so you got to be careful around pigs and everything. So what are the benefits to a home garden? Because I'm one of those guys, I've already planted against my cousin's advice who says I always plant early and then we get a cold snap and everything, stops, bud break is there. But my tomatoes are jumping. I see little tomatoes on there already and they've only been around for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, we're still about a month out for tomatoes. But, having a home garden really opens up your mind to all these different vegetables that you didn't even know existed.
Yep.
Because really when you're trying to plant in the cold and you're maybe trying to extend into the fall a bit, all of a sudden you find yourself growing things like kale and collard and Swiss chard and fennel and kind of all these sorts of vegetables that maybe aren't just the kind you would pick up at the farmer's market. These are maybe some unique ones you haven't tasted or seen before. And I think that's why I think the garden is such a great place for people to start, because it really gets your mind thinking outside of the box a bit.
Shaye Elliott is with us, the founder of the blog, the Elliott Homestead. Where do you live? What area of the country?
We're in the Pacific Northwest, so we're basically smack dab in the middle of Washington State. We actually live in a desert climate, so we have lots of snow in the winter and really hot summers, and we get the whole array of 4 seasons, which makes farming really challenging and also makes it really fun.
So you're on the east side of Washington State, is that correct?
We are, yep.
Yep,
that's on the east side of the Cascades. Mm-hmm.
That's where the great wine country is. They have the tasting rooms around Seattle there and everything. Woodinville, they have the tasting rooms there, but they have the tasting rooms there, and you got some. So it's a great place to go ahead and grow. And as you're coming out of this, so do you have a big area that you homestead? I mean, a huge garden or small, or what's it like?
Yeah, we actually are on a pretty small piece of land, considering we're on 2 1/4 acre. And just from this little plot of land, we're able to grow all of our produce, so fruit and vegetables, in a garden in our little home orchard that we have.
So do you?
You also
do what?
We also do pigs. So we raise pigs for meat. We raise a variety of poultry and waterfowl for meat and eggs. We have our cow, and we raise also sheep for meat.
So how do we start a garden? Help us with this. Do we plant the seeds right in the soil? Do we have a greenhouse to help us? Do we buy the plants at a store and then put them in? What's the way for us to get going?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're just starting out, I think buying starts from, Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that is a really great way to go. And you don't have to have that knowledge quite yet. So basically you want to get a nice flat area, somewhere you can get water to, make sure there's no weeds or grass in it. And then, this is the important part, you definitely want to find some sort of fertilizer to go in it. So animal manure is actually a really great source. So find somebody who has some sort of animal. Even rabbit poop will work really well. and get it fertilized, and then just stick those little plants in the ground and start. It's building a relationship. You want to start to get to know them. You want to know what they like and don't like. I think I find that the fear of failure really holds people back from homesteading. And so jumping past that mentality, once you can get over the fear of failure, once you accept that you will fail, it's going to happen. You just got to keep going. The whole world opens up on the homestead.
Bring her level up there. She's starting to fade off there a little bit. I want to make sure we're getting all this. So if you start from seeds, is there a trick if you plant the seeds? You got to thin them out at some point?
You do. We call it plant murder because that's what it feels like for the gardener to rip those little starts out. So every seed has its different requirements, but the basics are you'll plant the seeds in some sort of starting soil, which is a sterile soil, and you'll plant the seeds, you'll cover them with a little bit of dirt, give them some water, and just allow them to do their thing. And then once they get started, you can transplant them into the garden. Or if you directly planted them into the garden, you can thin them out according to the plant's requirements, which it should say on the back of your seed packet. Makes it really easy.
And if you're in an apartment or something like that, you can buy some kind of a container and do your gardening in a container. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the teeny little balconies that most apartments have, those are a perfect spot. You can do tomatoes and lettuces and all kinds of greens, cucumbers. I mean, really, there's no limit. Yeah,
that's what I did. And I have a nice yard, but it's on a hillside, so I was able to get some of these big containers, and I can put like tomatoes in them and everything. You can kind of pick and choose the stuff you want in there and grow away. And so this new book is called The Elliott Homestead. Does it give us all these, or rather, the new book that's out right now talks about the growing and doing your own homesteading and then doing the garden? Is step by step? Is it in the book?
It is. So we titled the book "Welcome to the Farm" because really we wanted it to serve as a welcome to people who are just getting started, because we're seeing such a surge who are interested in this movement. So Welcome to the Farm serves as basically a how-to guide for anyone who's starting from ground zero.
Where can we buy it?
Nothing.
Good. Where can we buy
Amazon
Welcome to the Farm?
Barnes & Noble.
Barnes & Noble.
It's available online, and right from Amazon.
And your website is theelliottHomestead.com, is that right?
It is, and we would love y'all to come and learn some more.
ELLIOT, theelliottHomestead.com.
My number two does not look like a number two. I don't know what to call it.